people get involved in your campaign. They say, you know what, I love this woman, I love what she's doing, she's fighting for us.
And I expect all of you guys to get involved with conservative media and be heard today, tax April 15th, and again November, when we take this country back from the people that are trying to control you and make this into a socialist state. We're not standing for it. Thank you very much.
These people are speaking it out here. They're letting you know what's going on.
Conservative Media viewers, what's going on? It's me, JDV, John Villarreal, and PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, right here on the phone. Now, this is one of the next in our series, the third in our series, about this Arizona law, the illegal immigration law, basically enforcement. And we've been talking about, where we stand against any kind of discrimination, but for strong borders and for a controlled pro-immigration policy, if you will, where people will be in the system, where you can track them and you know who they are, they're paying taxes, we have high security, and we also focus our immigration policy on making sure that people that are starting businesses, whether it's like the startup visa or the PhDs or the those kinds of things, where we get that high talent in here first, and then obviously open up our door to as many folks as we can. That's what we're for. And we also we also talked about, where really the violence is in this situation. Who's really more dangerous, the people on the left or the people on the right, and what's going on with that. Now I want to turn your attention to this. Breitbart's running from this. This is an AP story. 596 immigrants convicted of crimes in the South are rounded up. It's very easy. Federal agents say they've arrested 596 immigrants with criminal records during a 3-day immigration enforcement sweep across the Southeast. Now here's my question. Look, that's great. I applaud them, and I salute those federal agents that are obviously, doing some intense work there, some difficult work there, Atlanta ICE and all that stuff. But here's my question. How can it be that all of a sudden, in 3 days, there was this massive roundup? It seems very kind of coincidental with the Arizona law being passed over there and the blowback being, and 70% of Arizona people being in favor of it, and Texas and Minnesota and other people all of a sudden maybe start jumping on the bandwagon. Seems kind of, but point being is, why couldn't they do this earlier? Obviously they got these people lickety-split. Sounds like they may have known what was going on. And the question has to come down on this administration, who's basically Barack Obama may need another, beer summit, right? Because he's basically doing another thing about, casting aspersions or saying some really, somewhat negative stuff, in my opinion, about the Arizona law and maybe the voters that backed it. Are they serious about the safety and security of the citizens of this country? That's what I want to know about right there. Because we obviously have people here that are illegal, or maybe even legal immigrants, or whatever it is. The AP story, well, it's AP, so they don't really line it out, but why are these drug runners and criminals and other offenders who may have been illegal already allowed to run wild like this? Why aren't they, getting these people out of here, nabbing them, and getting them out of the country? Obviously, it means one thing to be an illegal immigrant that's coming over here, working hard for your family. Maybe you're sending some money back to your family, back in Mexico, wherever it is. And you're trying to do everything right. You're not in the system. Fine. Okay, that's one thing. It's another thing to be an illegal immigrant who's, being a violent criminal or drug runner or something like that. I mean, let alone LK or something like that. Those people need to get out of here immediately. And this government needs to be on top of it. And when I see something like this, that's good, but at the same time, it really begs the question, what were they doing with this before? Why wouldn't they get on this before? I mean, Paul, the question has to come up. Is this politics? Is this some kind of weird coincidence? What's going on?
Yeah, this is, unfortunately, this is clearly politics. And the reason why I say that is we have seen this type of thing from the Obama administration before, where once they are in a difficult spot, where they are losing ground in polls or on a particular issue, they will go to some type of a contrived circumstance like rounding up these illegals. Because, again, the theme, and it has been correctly pointed out, is that the immigration, and they haven't, which is why Arizona was forced to act. So now, before the Sunday shows come on, before the protests happen this weekend, okay, now we get to go and say, hey, we just rounded up 600 illegals. Look, the federal government's moving. No, they're not. That's why Arizona had to enact this law.
This reminds me of Obama doing the limited offshore oil drilling right after healthcare, got crammed down our throats that nobody wanted, people were pissed off about. And now he's trying to flip the script after this whole oil spill out here that a lot of people are calling his Katrina. We're going to get into that next. But anyway, people need to check this out. We're going to link to it on the bottom. I want to hear from you. Is this politics? Do you think this is coincidental? Or is this Obama doing what Paul's talking about right here? I want to know what's going on. And are you for it? Are you against it? Are you for aggressive enforcement? If an illegals, if an illegal immigrant has broken the law, should they be deported immediately? How aggressively should the government go after them? What do you think about that? What do you think about the job that Obama is doing? What do you think about the Arizona law? I want to know what you guys think about it. So speak it up right down here and keep the comments clean. No racist anything one way or the other. We won't tolerate it. Subscribe to us up here. Tell your friends about it. I am John. That is Paul. We are Conservative New Media, and you're the Conservative Media Army, and we will see you next time.